Hey, middle school students, Justin McFarland here with your midweek update. Hey, we are checking out Mark 5 and 6 this week, and they are such awesome passages. I'm excited to engage with you on them when we talk at our Zoom call on 3:30 on Wednesday. This week, we're going to actually be having our sixth graders, incoming sixth graders, so those who are finishing up their fifth year, they're going to be joining us. So if that's you, we're excited for you to join. I want us to talk about Mark 5 and 6 as we continue to go through this book of the Bible. If you haven't done so yet, if this is your first video, you can go ahead and go back and check out the Mark videos to connect and follow through where we are today. Man, these two passages would make such an awesome movie script. They're just filled with excitement and drama and power, and the splendor of Jesus just jumps off the pages. And so I want us to talk about this. So Mark 5 starts out, and it has this man who is possessed by demons. He's living in tombs, the scriptures say. Nothing can bind him. Chains can't hold him. And you find him hurting himself. And Jesus comes up to him, and the person says, "What do you want with me? Jesus, Son of God, Son of the Most High God, in God's name, don't torture me." For Jesus had said to this man, "Come out of this man, you impure spirit." Verse 9, then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" And picture in this creepy voice, this guy responds, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. But the passage goes on to say that there was a large herd of pigs there feeding on the hillside. And the demons begged Jesus, "Send us among the pigs and allow us to go to them." And so Jesus gave them permission, gave the demons permission, verse 13 says of Mark 5. And the impure spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, about 2,000 in number, rushed down into the steep bank, into the lake, and were drowned. So an interesting thing happens. This man is saved by what Jesus does. Jesus casts out this legion of demons that's in this one man. A thing you got to know is that for the Jews, the pigs were an unclean animal. It was something they were supposed to eat. But yet there's pig farmers here. And verse 15 says, when they came to Jesus, they saw that the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons sitting there, dressed and in his right mind. And it says they were afraid. Now, I want you to think of someone's life being transformed. You would think they'd be praising Jesus, but instead that's not what happens. It says, those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man and told them about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave the region. They were like, "Jesus, get out of here. We don't want this kind of transformation. We don't want this type of life that you're doing. Just leave." They were more excited about their pigs than the person that was saved. My old pastor growing up, Pastor Jim Danhoff, used to talk about this passage, and he would always say, people are more important than pigs. There are so many things that can get in the way of people. We can put money, we can put tradition, we can put sports, we can put achievement above people. And Jesus was like, no, people matter most. And this story tells us that Jesus matters more than people. The Jewish people should have cared more about the man who was saved than about their pigs, but they didn't. They said, "Jesus, get out of here." After this, though, it says, Jesus was getting into the boat, verse 18, and the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. But verse 19 says, Jesus did not let him, but said, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy for you." And then verse 20 says he does this and the people are amazed. Jesus sends this man into his hometown to proclaim what Jesus has done. Middle schoolers, this is what I believe. One of the things I love about youth ministry is God uses you in your school, on your sports teams, in your clubs, in your whatever music or thing, interest that you're a part of, your friend groups. He uses you to tell what God has done in your life, just like he does with this man who is transformed. That's the power of Jesus. Jesus can take someone who's possessed by demons, change their life, and then use them to help other people come to know Jesus. That's what God wants to do with you and me, and he can do that now. I believe that. Again, what drama. The rest of this chapter goes on to say that Jesus is about, so this is chapter 5, that Jesus hears about a girl who's sick, and he gets ready to go meet with her to heal her. And on the way, a woman who's having this infection, this constant bleeding, reaches through the crowd, touches Jesus. She's like, hey, who touched me? Someone touched me. I felt healing power go from me. And the woman confesses, hey, it was me. Jesus said, your faith has healed you. And that was the faith that she had in Jesus. And then Jesus gets, again, remember, he was going to heal this sick girl. The girl dies. He gets there, and he raises this girl from the dead. So Jesus heals this demon-possessed man, sets him free, makes him a missionary. He is on his way to healing a sick girl, and instead has someone touch him, and he heals this woman, and then he raises the dead. Then Mark 6 takes off, and it says that Jesus is in his hometown, and the people don't trust in him. And because of their lack of faith, he's not able to do many miracles. Verse 6, chapter 6, verse 5, it says, he could not do any miracles there except lay hands on a few sick people and heal them. And then verse 6, we talked about what is Jesus amazed by. Mark 6:6 says he was amazed at their lack of faith. Man, I hope God doesn't say that about us, that he's amazed at our lack of faith. I hope he's amazed by our faith. Will God find us faithful, trusting in him? This chapter goes on to see that Jesus sends out his 12 disciples, and they're meant to proclaim the gospel. And again, this is like the demon-possessed man who's sent home to tell others about Jesus. God sends us to our communities, to our families, to our friend groups, to our school, to tell others about Jesus. The hope that we have is meant to be shared with others. And now, Mark 6:14 and on, goes on to circle back to John the Baptist. And remember, John the Baptist, his mission was to point others to Jesus. And here, he's beheaded. It's like once John the Baptist points to Jesus, says someone greater than me is coming, John the Baptist gets beheaded. His life is over. Our role in life is to tell other people about Jesus. We're not the star of the story, but we get to lift up the star who's Jesus. And that's our purpose in life. It's interesting. Jesus is amazed by this woman's faith. He says, your faith, because of your faith, you can be healed. He goes to his hometown, and people aren't, he's able to heal very few because they lack faith. This is right after Jesus heals this demon-possessed man, raises someone from the dead, and then in Mark 6, we see that Jesus feeds 5,000 out of 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and then he walks on water. Jesus has so much power, and yet he goes to his hometown and people don't believe. What this suggests for us is that when we go to tell other people about Jesus, not everyone's going to believe. But we need to share the good news of Jesus Christ anyway. We need to trust in his good news. Jesus is the one worth believing in. He has the power. He has love. He has compassion. He cares more about people than pigs. He cares more about people than money. He cares about you. He cares about your situation. And that's the God we hope in. I have an assignment for you. I said that Mark, as you go and read Mark 5 and 6, it's just filled with drama, these beautiful scenes of Jesus' power. And what I want you to do is to make a video of one of these scenes. Put it together in drama and act it out with your family, and then send me a video. Everyone that does that, I'll put you in a drawing for a prize. But I want you to think about this video. and then put together, or sorry, I want you to think about this passage, put together a video with your family, and then send that to me to help you think and consider and pray about what Jesus did and how amazing it is. Thanks, guys. We'll see you Wednesday.